Hey everyone, welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe so you know when new videos are live. And if you're a return subby, thank you so much. I always appreciate it. So this is your weekly general reading for August 16th through the 22nd. So this upcoming week, we actually have a full moon in Aquarius for the second time this month. And that's happening on August 22nd, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, typically we call this full moon the sturgeon moon, but actually when you have two full moons in the same month in the same sign, the second moon is actually called a blue moon because it is extremely rare. The whole saying once in a blue moon, that's where it comes from, I believe. But anyway, it's a very rare blue moon, sturgeon blue moon, happening on the 22nd. So I'm going to be pulling a couple oracle cards, then put tarot around money, career, love, communications, advice. And I've extensively shuffled, so I'm not going to be shuffling, on camera. I know a lot of people sometimes want to see that. I'm like, trust me, I shuffle a lot. So, first and foremost, the first card that came out was empathy. And this says, I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. For some of you, you're being pushed that you need to open yourself up and instead, so I'll give you an example. This week, again, everyone can be kind of doing their own thing on their own path, focusing on them, and they can forget of just people around them, right? It's like you're in your own little world. Sometimes you have to take a step back and understand that people are going through things. That includes us. We need to just kind of try to channel more patience. Because you just don't know what's happening. Balance is the second card. It says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into the world, and I do so without judgment. This is a really kind of blue, kind of purpley type of vibes for some of you. It can be that throat chakra and that third eye. It's just kind of sometimes we need to not always say what we immediately think. Take a step back and realize that, again, everybody's going through something, and instead of responding or reacting, sometimes you just have to take a step back and listen and bring more balance to it, okay? So, again, I've shuffled a lot, but I will shuffle one more time. This is just a normal Rider-Waite deck, by the way. It just has like the hologram stuff on it. So, all right. And I like the cards overall, but it's like they bend a little too much, so I don't know how long these cards are going to last. So kind of overall situation, what could be going on this week. We got 8 of Cups, and this is at the bottom of the deck. So first and foremost, 8 of Cups to me is walking away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, but it's also about putting up healthy boundaries. So this is like better late than ever for some of you, but you're going to have to put up healthy boundaries and walk away because certain people are going to really show you that they don't like it when you don't bend to their will. That can be family, friends, colleagues, peers. That can be a romantic lover. But at the end of the day, you owe it to yourself to add balance into your life. And it's fine to have empathy and it's fine to be understanding, but to take on everyone's bullshit is not healthy. And this, I think there's a breaking point for some of you. And whether it's a toxic environment at a job, it's, a partner who gaslights, or family members who do that, make you feel less than or make you feel guilty or bad about a situation when you're just, maybe standing up for yourself, or you're, voicing your opinion, or you don't agree with somebody. I do feel like there's some unhealthy situations that have gotten you emotionally anchored to something, and you are having to take a step back and put healthy boundaries up. And you are going to have to walk away from something. And this is not an easy decision, but it is a necessary decision, okay? Now, this can be twofold. The Emperor came out, so this represents Aries energy. For some of you, you might have an onlooker, somebody who is a little bit maybe older in age, life experience, who's going to be helping you kind of navigate through this scenario. So it could be a mentor, it could be a friend, a family member who really has your back, who really doesn't have anything to gain from this, you know, situation, but sees that you have kind of always been this yes person or been walked on, and that you are starting to put up healthy boundaries, and they're kind of helping you work through that and saying, hey, that's okay. It is okay to say no. It is okay to push back. It is okay to disagree. It is okay to move on. So you might have some help, like a wingman or wingwoman who kind of really gives you that like encouragement and saying, you know what, this is a healthy thing. This is not a bad thing. And for many of you, if you don't have that person, it's like you're stepping into your own power with the Emperor card. The Emperor card is somebody who's been through a lot, has experienced quite a bit in their life, and has a different viewpoint and perspective, and now is kind of putting that into play and saying, look, I'm putting my foot down, and I deserve better because I am better and I am worthy, and I don't deserve this, you know, type of treatment. And it can be, again, in any area of your life, where it's work, you know, with a boss, or it could be with just the environment you're in, family members, friends, and even so with a loved one, okay, a lover. So, forgive me. Some of us need that little afternoon kick. So in the money zone, Knight of Wands. This is strong Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is known for loving a good adventure, really like being kind of carefree and just going with the wind, you know, kind of just moving forward and letting life kind of just unfold how it's going to. Knight of Wands is very much charging in very passionately, you know, very directly, not always knowing the outcome, but just like going in, you know. So investment and money wise, it could mean that there could be a situation where you have to actually, like, you have to strike when the iron's hot, you know, like you have to be on your toes, you have to be on your game. It could be, you know, stock market or cryptocurrency or something like that. I'm not a financial advisor, please, you know, get with a professional. But for some of you, you're going to have to make a very instant kind of quick decision on an investment. And you don't have a lot of time. It's like less than 24 hours. That's what it feels like. Maybe even just a couple hours you have like to make a decision, and then you need to kind of go with it. The Knight of Wands is someone who, and the energy is very much what's like, you know, it's all or nothing, and let's just see what happens. And it's a very carefree attitude, and charging forward, and again, figuring out as they go. But Knight of Wands is going in very confident. So it's like, if you're going to make a decision this week around your money and your finances, investments, then there's no second guessing. Either you're going to do it or you're not. And if you're not, and you're kind of going in between and your foot's in between and you're like, I don't know, then probably just don't make the decision, because, or make the investment, or, you know, large purchase or whatever the case is, because for some of you, that is the case. If you're making a purchase or kind of buying something this week that's pretty substantial amount of money or value, it's either all or nothing. It's like you've had your eye on it. You're like, I want it, done. Here's a credit card. Here's the, you know, debit card, whatever the case is, buying it. But it's like, you know, you may get a deal this week, but either or, it's like you want something and it's like you're getting it, and you don't, it's feeling no guilt after you, no buyer's remorse. Career. You got Ace of Pentacles. Really good energy if you guys have been looking for a job or a change in career. Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning. I feel like for some of you this week, some of you are getting something handed to you. So either at your current job, somebody's like pulls you aside and say, hey, you're perfect for this job opening. It's going to be open, you know, this date from this date, apply because you're really the front runner. We just need you to do the application because it's the logistic part of it. For some of you, you need to work your network, and whether that's LinkedIn or, you know, like professional groups or organizations, because people that you know either have worked with, old bosses, former colleagues, like there's something that's coming up that like you're a perfect fit for, and they can vouch for you. So it's like you get something kind of just handed to you, like I said. And if you can see this hand is like, it's just kind of giving it to you from the clouds. Ace of Pentacles could be some travel. So a new role could indicate a little bit of travel. For some of you, you could be balancing, you know, a hybrid type of approach. Negotiations could go definitely good. For some of you, if it's a new job and it's kind of like a bump up, it could be a promotion, but you have to move. So because this can certainly mean buying and selling property. Any type of any type of ace is a new beginning. However, if you don't put action behind it, it will just kind of stay as is. So this is really up to you. It's like you have to be the one that's proactive to send out resumes. You have to be proactive to reach out to your inner circle, your network, and see what is out there. Because if you're assertive and you put a lot of effort in now, like things could really just kind of be handed to you, and the universe is giving you this like really, sign of abundance, like here, you deserve it, So don't be scared this week. Take a leadership role, go for the position that you don't think you deserve. Apply for the position that you don't necessarily think that you have all the experience for. You just don't know, okay? And Spirit's also saying it really depends on who knows you, not who you know, who knows you. So keep that in mind. Relationships. We got the Page of Swords. So, okay. If you're single, I feel like you've been on social media looking at either a particular person or a group of people, one that you've had your eye on, who's now recently become single. And I feel like you've been kind of seeing what they've been up to, like, oh, they're new on the market. And should I approach? How do I approach? The Page of Swords is kind of taking a little bit of a half-ass approach, to be very straight with you. Because the Page of Swords is not necessarily 100% like ready to commit into a relationship, but they're very interested. So the Page of Swords, like any page, it's kind of this naive young energy, and it's not like they're fully ready to like dive in. So the page is like, hey, I'm looking, I'm paying attention, I'm observing what's going on, I want to do this, I just don't know how. So it's like, the page has the sword, but doesn't really know what to do, the tactical component, and like, what's the right way to do this? What's the right way to approach? Do I DM them? Do I try to text them? What do I do that seems authentic, but doesn't come off very sleazy? I think for some of you, if you're single, you're kind of going back and forth. Also, you might be on dating apps, swiping left, swiping right, kind of seeing what else is out there. I think you're going to be disappointed at first, but if you continue to try, like, there's going to be a few good catches. I think it just takes some time. And you can't just put all your emotion into it. You just kind of have to take it for what it is. If you are partnered, I think either you or the other person is kind of, and I really feel like it's you, might be keeping tabs on your partner. Like where they're going, who they're hanging out with, how late are they staying out. And I mean, if you have to keep tabs on your partner, like, to me, that's just like too much energy. Like, come on. My dog is trying to fluff her bed, which it's like the orthopedic, so it doesn't fluff. So we'll just see how that goes for her. But anyway, if you guys are in a partnership, you're kind of paying attention more to what your spouse is doing online. Specifically who they're interacting with, who they're liking, like photos and that kind of stuff, especially on Facebook for whatever reason. Spirit keeps saying that. It's not like you're concerned that like they're cheating or stepping out of line, but it's just like how much they're spending time and like if they're emotionally connected to something or someone else. I don't know, just that might hit home. If it does, leave a comment. Action, I would say this week, and even communication, 3 of Pentacles. If you want to get ahead this week, if you want to move forward, if you want to progress, then you really need to work with a team. You need to reach out to partners, people who really have your back, want to see you succeed, want to grow, are your biggest cheerleaders. But like teamwork makes the dream work, right? So it's like people who can give you an unbiased opinion, can kind of push you out of your comfort zone, make you see different angles and opportunities, kind of helps you get out of your own way this week. I would also tell you, don't be scared to ask for help. It could be with a mentor or teacher or just like somebody who you respect professionally and you're like, hey, I really just need help with this. Can you look at it, review it, oversee it, whatever the case is. But I really feel like for a lot of you this week, partnering with someone is really going to get you to that next step in whatever you're trying to accomplish. It could be professionally. It could be, like I said, for, the profession side, it's like reaching out to that network and helping them, connect the dots if there's an opening and they can help put your name in the, you know, running for it. Kind of like when you know somebody at a company and you can recommend, say, hey, this person recommended me, and it's almost like it goes straight to the top. HR sees it and they're like, oh, you're internally, you know, recruited, or you're internally recommended for something. All I can tell you is that a team is really going to help. It's like they keep saying move the needle. And again, that could be in many areas. For relationship stuff, it could mean like your friends are helping you. Like they might know somebody, or like they can connect you with someone and say, oh yeah, they're single and you are too. You guys would really kick it off, like whatever. But you have to be open to it. That's the big thing this week. A lot of you have to be open to ask for help, or open to be like, yeah, you know, like, let me know if there's something out there. I'm really actively looking. Here's my resume, you know, just love to meet a recruiter or talk to the hiring manager, or, you know, love to meet your friend, whatever the case is. You have to be open, because I think this week, especially with the energy with the full moon and all that stuff, I really feel like things could kind of click into place, but you have to be very proactive this week. That's the caveat, okay? So thank you guys for watching. I know this is a little all over the place. I've been running around today, so as you can see, but I wanted to get a reading in. So if you guys don't follow me on TikTok and Instagram, do so, because I post there quite a bit. And I'll see you in the next video.